part of the companies we have put under the Bayelsa Agricultural Development Company Limited. That has the support.
I'd like to visit the issue of tourism again. You do know that the tourism market, it has, the competition there is stiff. And there's this talk about creating a new Bayelsa. It implies very clearly that there was an old Bayelsa. What's going to be the mark of this new Bayelsa, and when will we be done creating it?
Yeah, when we say the new Bayelsa, it shows our possibilities and our determinations to achieve the full potentials of this state. We have already laid a foundation for getting to the new Bayelsa. That's why we are here, for example. That's why the private sector, the organized private sector in this country, has invested confidence. You remember on Tuesday, we had a fundraising dinner in Abuja, attracting the private sector to support AMA and the development of the tourism industry. And they responded overwhelmingly. That was a vote of confidence on the possibilities of the new Bayelsa. And so we're already getting there. You see why in the new Bayelsa we have created a safe and conducive environment for tourism to thrive by investing in security, by promoting the real good values that this state is known for, by talking about how we all have a stake in developing this state by bringing our all key stakeholders from within this state and others to be part of it.
The reason I ask those questions is because I want to use something from the Bible. You know, when the children of Israel were going from Egypt to the Promised Land, it was a journey. But in this particular situation, the people are here. They're static, but they have to have markers, you know, to know when they have arrived at the new Bayelsa, the glory of all lands.
Yes.
What will be the pointers to know that we're finally getting to what we want?
Well, the new Bayelsa is a work in progress, of course. We want a Bayelsa that will be number one in agriculture, a Bayelsa that is safe for investment and for people to do their whatever business they want to do. A new Bayelsa where we place emphasis on development of human capital, a new Bayelsa where you have world-class infrastructure. And you can see that going on all over. But also a new Bayelsa where we push for investments, where we attract the private sector, both within Nigeria and outside, to come and work with us, to create jobs, make money, and also build skills for our development and for the development of our country.
Speaking of skills, because some of the expectations out there is that people expect to see, because AMA has been held here over time, they think if you haven't seen any films and then the amount of local talents that has been discovered, they look at that as some of the results that they expect from all the investment that has gone into AMA. Do you think that would not be a bad idea, because it hasn't happened yet?
Yes. Well, thank you very much. That's one of the reasons we had the fundraiser. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate captains of industry, friends of Bayelsa, for believing in the possibilities of the new Bayelsa that we keep talking about. I'm out there, don't worry. The new Bayelsa is already here with us. We realize a lot of money, and part of what we want to do is to give the private sector a driving seat, even on AMA. But we want to undertake the construction of the Bayelsa film city. You know, initially we thought it was going to be a film village, but they say there's no village in the new Bayelsa. so it's a film city, and hopefully.
What about changing the concept of the word village?
Don't worry, we'll have beautiful villages in Bayelsa also. So what we hope to do is also to lay the foundation stone of the film city that will work to mold and promote the budding talent that we have. And by the way, you know, Bayelsa, we have lots of people who do very well in entertainment and in arts. You know, you have Timaya, you have Timi Dakolo in acting, you have Egbusin, Dakore, you have several people and upcoming artists, wonderful talents we have.
Yeah, so we see them locally developed as a result of AMA.
Exactly. Not just by using AMA, but we want to When we get that film city in place, that film city will train our people, young boys and girls, those who have the inclination for it, to go into various areas, cinematography and acting and this and that. And, we want to set up a small fund also to complement what the president did. And I want to commend the president for his commitment to developing the arts, by endowing a fund. That is the right thing to do. We also intend to do a similar thing here in Bayelsa. So when we have that institution in place, I'll set up a fund so that if a Bayelsan has a dream, a young Bayelsan has a dream to make a film, they should have some support. Those are the institutions we want to create.
Okay.
Yes.
Comment on this, if you will, Your Excellency, because, you have a largely youth population in Bayelsa State. And when you came on board, there was it a restriction or a ban on employment in the civil service? But recently, there were some group of young people who were protesting. I think they were talking about unemployment or thereabout. But the impression that we have is that they were arrested, and they also say, look, that doesn't come across as being youth-friendly. What actually happened in that circumstance?
Well, let me tell you, there has been a ban on employment into the formal sector, the public service, for several years. Several years. And I know what I'm talking about because I also, at some time in the past, had the privilege of serving, as Attorney General of the state. So I knew that even before we came on board, even when the first civilian governor, Lamese, was on board, at some point they stopped employing. You can't go on employing. So what I'm saying is that several years before our government, I don't think there were formal employments in the 5 years that my predecessor was in office. No. Now, when we came on board, because of the circumstances and the way things went, I know that there's a lot of some people stay outside, even in spite of what we are doing, to try to make political capital, to try to misinform people, and they invest heavily in that. Yes, that's what happened. Otherwise, that's not an issue. We are actually the government that is employing people, employing youths. We have appointed more youths into positions of authority and responsibility, I can say, than the previous government. In fact, you can't even compare. We have youth development centers of about 10 people as youth development committees from every local government, for example. And I just told you how we have sent 500 people, 500 youths. We are, as we speak, undergoing training on acquisition of various agricultural skills. And as they come, we'll either engage them or support them to set up farms or work in these farms. As we speak, we have authorized the employment of 200 forest guards. Because part of what has happened is that our rich forestry reserves have been wasted, and there's no regulation. So we have directed the Ministry of Agriculture and Environment to employ 200 of them. As we speak, you have so many 300 science and computer teachers employed, graduates employed. As we speak, we have directed protocol officers, graduates, to be interviewed and employed. So several projects aimed at engaging the youths have been unfolded. But you see, there's a lot of what I call bad belly. People stay and they use the youths, the ignorant youths, as cannon fodder for their politics. That's what is going on. But the youths, the majority of law-abiding youths know that we're actually a very youth-friendly government. We have set up different programs that will engage them right from the local government to the state level, and that's going on.
Well, let's go a little further, so we'll just clear the air on all of this, but that will be in just a moment.